Oh. Hello, mic check. Mic check. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday Night Live. I am unmuted. Let's see if this works. I'm going to check my Instagram. If I can hear now. You know, believe it or not, I actually just did a whole freestyle rap. Maybe the best one of my life. And you'll never know because my mic was muted. And that is sometimes just how the cookie crumbles. Happy Tuesday Night Live. A little bit later than normal, like 2 hours. You're all doing well. It's nice to be back. I do these Tuesday nights weekly to share with the community. It kind of was based off of this realization that I had at one point that, I show up in all these different yoga studios weekly. So why don't I also show up for my virtual community weekly? So here we are. It's always a great time just to share with everybody kind of where I'm at, the things that I'm thinking about. And kind of it's just a space to be me, to not need to fit into any kind of studio's guidelines, as it were, but just to be able to offer this in the way that feels good. I was considering whether or not I shave my head again. I'm totally open to thoughts and suggestions if I keep the mohawk or if I shave it back to monk level. My kind of thoughts behind it was, once you shave it, it's shaved. You can kind of only shave it once. So, I just kind of keep growing it out because it's like, you could shave it until it's done being, But yeah, so this is what I got. This is where I'm at. I like it for now. So, I think we'll do a shorter one tonight. And, something that I wanted to share, it's kind of different, but I like kind of sharing things in real time as they're coming up for me, is that I got this book yesterday. Backstory is that I actually went to see the King Kong and Godzilla premiere in Hollywood. I was, I got a ticket to go to the premiere, and I got to Hollywood, and, all the red carpet was out and the lights, and it was this whole thing, and they had, the Godzilla and the King Kong, and it was this whole thing. And apparently I got there like 2 hours before you needed to, 2 hours, after you needed to get there. You had to get there like super early. So even though I had like a ticket still, I couldn't get in, which was very disappointing. So instead I went to a bookstore, to a Barnes and Noble bookstore, and I sat down, and as I like to do is I, just breathe, and I feel the kind of collected consciousness. I feel all this information, all this energy, and I just see where I'm drawn. And I was drawn to this book, The Guardian Gateway by Kim Wilborn, randomly, I don't know. And I picked it up and I opened it up and I started reading. And something that I opened to, it was about unicorns. That this is a book on working with unicorns, dragons, angels, tree spirits, and other spiritual guardians. So, I would say that unicorns are kind of out of my wheelhouse, as it were. But I, for whatever reason, picked up this book and opened it to this one page and kind of just like did the guided meditation that was presented, and it felt great. And I felt really energized afterwards. I felt all this lightness. And I kind of, was again reminded of the fact that this work can happen in many different ways. It doesn't have to look any one way in specific. That, we get to experience and try new things. And that honestly, if we're just open, there's a lot of different pathways. I actually recently was listening to a talk, and it was this researcher who was, traveling around the world, dropping in with different tribes. And he went to this one tribe in Africa, and they threw the bones for him, right? They had these bones and they threw them and did some fortune telling with it. And he's like, this is also just the same as the rune stones that are, in Norse traditions. This is the same as the tarot, that really anywhere you go, there's these ways for divining. And they're all the same thing. There may be different objects, but it's all the same thing. You're just, casting things out and trusting that we're in a biomorphic field, right? We're in a collective consciousness field, that you can get the information you need about yourself through anything, that your information will be, I have a friend who's Iranian, and she was telling me about doing that they did it with an egg, that they, rub like a raw egg around them. And then when they crack it, they could read the egg and see things. And, it's all the same thing. It's just different, right? It's different strategies, but it's all the same principle. It's the same principles that we are in an energy field, and with the macrocosms and the microcosms, you can kind of see anything. It's how acupuncture works. It's just understanding that this is all this web, and it's all related. And so that's kind of like the thing I wanted just to briefly touch on with tonight's talk, was just how, we sometimes get real caught up in the cover of the book and the presentation of the information, and whether it's the religion, it's the belief, right? It's the way of practicing. When I was a Buddhist monk, even within Buddhism, there's many different traditions, and every tradition thinks they're the right tradition, right? The Thai forest tradition says this is the tradition. The Tibetans say this is the tradition. That everyone thinks they got it. The Zen people are like, no, we got it, right? That everyone thinks their way is the way. You see this with, all the different modalities, right? You have the Reiki people that say Reiki is the way. You have the emotion codes that say this is the way. You have everyone's it's like tribalism, right? It's like everyone's own kind of modality is the thing. And I just want to call bullshit on all of it. So across all time and space, all religions, belief systems, modalities, that they're all useful for some people at some times, and they are not useful for all people at all times. There is nothing that is always the way for everyone all the time. And that being said, all of these different pathways all lead to the same place. That if something is the truth, then it's going to be in line with the truth. And whichever way that truth looks, it's all the truth. And it's kind of like how you could take a prism and, you hold it up to white light and it makes a rainbow. And it's like, is green more true than blue? Is blue more true than yellow? Is yellow more true than red? No, they're all equally valid. They're all equally true. They're all facets of this white light. They're all parts of the whole. And that is just how it is with all of this, with all these different systems. And the sooner we realize that, the quicker we will find harmony amongst all human beings on this earth. But also, the quicker we understand that, the more we'll really be able to navigate all these different traditions and belief systems and modalities in a fluid way, and really take the parts of each one that are helpful, that are precious, that are valuable for us, and And it allows us to discard the parts we don't need, and it allows us to move freely through all things and not get too hung up. So my thought tonight was that I would lead us in a short unicorn meditation to exemplify this point. Again, something out of my wheelhouse, but I believe that it is all the same thing. So I invite you to close your eyes, to connect in with your body, to connect in with yourself, and to begin taking some really deep breaths. So let's breathe in through the nose, all the way down into the belly, and breathe out through the mouth. So in through the nose, really filling up the body. Release through the mouth. And start to relax, start to soften. And we're going to use our imagination. Imagining that there is a unicorn standing on either side of you. A guardian unicorn. Of pure intention, of pure energy that is guiding you, protecting you. One on either side of you. And take a moment to drop in with the energy of each one individually. Feeling the guardian unicorn on one side. Feeling the guardian unicorn on the other side. And feeling that these unicorns are connecting to a magical white healing light. Their horns are pointed up towards it, and that light slowly comes down towards you. This light is soft, it is healing. It is removing all density in your auric field, in your physical body, in your emotional body. And breathing into that feeling of purity, that feeling of cleansing. Allowing this white light to penetrate into your body, into your mind, into your cells. As these unicorns on either side of you are holding you in their love. These unicorns on either side of you are protecting you, holding the structure of this healing space that you're in. And just feeling that lightness, that magic, that love. What does it feel like to actually be guided, protected, taken care of? As this light spirals in, spirals through your body, through your energy field, cleaning, clearing, healing, purifying, energizing your system. We allow ourselves to receive the full blessing from these unicorn guardians. We call always to the unicorns to stay in our awareness so that we may know you and work alongside you as you joyfully uplift the energy of the world. We ask the unicorns to be our guardians and companions as we journey through this life, and for them to please repair, upgrade, and maintain our personal energy fields so that we may live as our best, most radiant, most beautiful selves. Really feeling this safe, energetic space, allowing the energy of our heart to soften, to expand. Allowing our hearts to receive this energy, this healing deeply. Anything can be the thing when we allow it in, when we are open. Allowing difficult situations of the present, traumas of the past, worries and anxieties of the future to be completely, fully, and immediately dissolved right now. We are free from densities. We are free from conflict, struggles, and turmoil. We are free from believing in the solidity of anything that wishes to bog us down. We understand the truth of choice. We understand the truth of perception. We understand the power in reframing. We understand this dream within a dream within a dream. We understand as life, this world passes through us, that we can connect to that which is unchanging. We understand that this is all illusion. We understand that we are loved and held and supported. We understand that we never need to focus on those things that bring us down. We understand that we get to decide, that we can remember that we are loved and held and supported at all times. We understand that we are never alone. We are part of a greater whole, and that everything that happens to us is happening for us as lessons that we can learn if we so choose, understandings that we can receive if we are open. And we know that everything is actually okay. Breathing deeply, breathing fully. Giving thanks to our unicorn guardians on either side of us. Giving thanks to our openness to try something new. Giving thanks to this opportunity to make such deep shifts in such a short amount of time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. When you're ready, taking a deep breath, you can stretch out a little bit the arms, the legs, wiggling fingers and toes. You can open your eyes or not. You can also just go to bed. No problem. I want to thank you all for a short drop in this evening. I was out celebrating a preemptive birthday dinner. I'm an Aries myself. My birthday's coming up in about a week. Planning on being at the Texas eclipse, the solar eclipse. I think it's the last one for like 20 years in the US. I'm wanting to see a full eclipse since I was a little kid. So I'm going to take this opportunity to check it out. Yeah, and thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thanks for dropping in. Thanks for saying hi. I do amazing, groundbreaking, life changing one on one work with people. I have a couple dozen friends that tune in with me regularly here that have received that work already. I have one spot currently open if somebody feels like they are ready to make some really deep and powerful changes in themselves, who are ready to have some accompaniment on this life journey, some reflections to see deeper parts of themselves that maybe they have trouble accessing on their own. I have some amazing tools at my disposal that I've spent the last 20 years sharpening. And yeah, if you feel like you're ready for some support, let me know. I also have a bunch of stuff on Spotify, including free talks and meditation, some hand panning. And I'm planning on leading a trip to India in September. That if anybody would like to travel with me to India, this will be my 5th time leading a group by myself to India. They're always really, really fun. Again, powerful, life-changing, like once in a lifetime kinds of things. Yeah, some spots are open, and I'd love to take you with me. So stay in touch, let me know. And otherwise, have a beautiful rest of your Tuesday nights. Remember to try new things. Tuesday Night Live.